Today I'm going to show you how to lower your mridanga if it's too high. What you're going to need a towel, so either a paper towel or a piece of cloth, a gamsha, or a regular towel. You can see it has these little strings that come out of it like in a towel. So you're going to need some water, a bucket that is only slightly bigger than the big side of your mridanga. Now, step number one, take either your towel or the paper towel. I'm going to be using the paper towel. Place it into the bottom of your bucket. That's step one. Step two, take some water. You'll need about maybe a capful or so, not very much. Pour it into the bucket so that your towel gets damp. Then take your mridanga and place it on top of the bucket, like this. If you have the right size bucket, your mridanga should sit on top of it. It should be airtight, so it should be sealed around here. And you don't want it to go all the way down. So you don't want the mridanga to actually touch the towel at the bottom of the bucket. Now I'm going to explain to you why we do all of this. So the reason we use the paper towel instead of just pouring water into the bucket is that the paper towel is going to increase the surface area from which the water can evaporate. And that is going to increase the humidity inside this bucket. You may have noticed on a rainy day that your mridanga will be lower. So that's because of the humidity in the air. And so we're creating some humidity inside the bucket, and that's going to lower the big side of your mridanga. It usually takes around an hour. It depends on the climate and how high your mridanga is and how much water you put in. Another reason we want to use the paper towel instead of just pouring water inside is because if someone accidentally tips over the bucket, you can get water all over your mridanga, and that will not be good for your mridanga gob. So this is a simple way to lower your mridanga. It's a very safe way. And what I often do is I leave my mridanga here because this mridanga has a tendency to be too high most of the time. So I just leave it there. I put a little water at the beginning of the day. I would say take it off at night. You don't want to leave it in a humid condition 24/7 because that might cause it to get moldy. Try that out and experiment with how much water you use. The more water you use, the lower your mridanga will get. So if your mridanga is getting a little too low, use less. If it's not low enough, use a little bit more water. And really, to get the fastest and most effective way of lowering the mridanga, you use a towel like this. Now these small strings of the towel increase the surface area, which increases the evaporation rate. And so that's really going to make your mridanga go very low. Now, some other ways to lower your mridanga is to pour water onto it around the gob. So the gob is the brown part. You don't want to get any water on your gob because it can start to come off. Now the problem with pouring water on your mridanga is that you can start to lose gob. See, and you can see on my mridanga over here, I'm actually losing some gob because I've done that many times. It is a very fast way to lower the mridanga. You just pour water on it, you leave it for 10 minutes, and it will be low enough to play in Kirtan. But then, you're going to lose gob. So this is the safest way to lower your mridanga. Now I'm going to leave this mridanga here for a couple hours, maybe an hour or two, and then I'm going to show you the result once it's done. If you ever need to raise the pitch of your mridanga, if it's too low, you can always put it in some sunlight. I would recommend keeping it inside the house by a window and getting some sunlight on the big side of the mridanga. That way, if it starts raining outside, you don't get rain on your mridanga. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave it in the comment section below. And if you would like to see any other kind of tuning videos, let me know, and maybe I'll make one on that. Hare Krishna. That's much better.